Hello everyone, welcome back to another CubeCraft video. Today we are back in CubeCraft. So yeah, this one will probably be another chill-ish episode, although we are discussing things, so hopefully it won't be boring.
Oh, we did, yes.
But I mean, the video where I'm literally mining gravel, the entire 20 minutes has the second highest average view duration, so maybe boring videos are actually okay. So yeah. Anyways, today we usually this discussion topic is usually movies, specifically Disney movies, because I don't think we've actually discussed anything else.
TV shows, stuff like that, yeah.
Disney
Just
everything.
Entertainment side, videos, stuff like that.
So yeah, so first thing I finally rewatched Toy Story 3, and the ending of that. I'm not gonna say anything if you haven't watched it, but the ending to that movie kind of makes me, even though I liked Toy Story 4, it kind of makes me wish Toy Story 4 never happened, to be completely honest.
Because it was a nice ending, and Toy Story 3 was pretty decent, like a good ending for the series.
Also, quick thing, can I was thinking that I would use the coins to start building an actual land area of dirt.
Yeah, that's fine, I don't mind.
So, yeah.
Use the coin.
We're gonna be doing a little bit of dirt building today and actually making this look like an actual place or something. I don't know if that makes sense. Here, I'll just purchase it and then maybe you'll understand what I mean. Okay. Where's the shop? Jerry, where are you? Come over here.
Dad, I murdered him.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
He's gone.
Blocks. Dirt. Okay.
Apples.
So yeah, Toy Story 3's ending was really good, and then I also one of the Disney classic-ish, I think it's a classic movie, The Emperor's New Groove. I finally watched that for the first time. So I liked that movie. That one was pretty funny, but a lot of people have talked to me about it, and I had never really understood the references about anything until I finally watched it. So that's good. And yeah, that one's like I said, it's pretty funny, but I don't to be completely honest, I don't have a whole lot to say about it, but it was funny. I think that was the main aspect of why I liked it.
I think that was the main point of the movie, is just fun.
So yeah. And then let's see what else. I don't know. I watched the 6th episode of WandaVision, but I don't want to discuss that at all because that would be spoilery.
Yeah, no, we gotta wait after the series is done to even start discussing it without spoilers and stuff.
I can buy 10 at once. That might be faster. Okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna be placing out dirt everywhere, and we'll be discussing movies. So let me see. What other movies have I been watching? So I've been thinking of possibly maybe rewatching the Marvel movies at some point.
Yeah, I did that a while back with my family. It was okay. It was somewhat fun. Yeah, it's my little brother, but I haven't seen any of the Marvel movies, so we watch those.
Yeah. But yeah, those are, I guess, coming out sort of eventually one day in the future. But yeah, I actually didn't watch my first Marvel movie until right after Endgame came out.
Yeah, no, same. I think it was because the hype for Infinity War and stuff was whenever I started watching Marvel and stuff.
Well, yeah, for some reason I was very anti-Marvel, and I didn't want to watch it I have no clue why. But,
alright.
But then I realized I had no clue why, so I decided, let's watch it. So I watched it. Yeah, and my friend Sam was since he knew I hadn't watched any movies and I didn't have any plans to, I had made plans prior that morning to watch that movie. And Sam had made plans prior that morning to spoil Endgame for me and tell me the whole entire plot, so good thing I made plans that morning, otherwise I would have had Endgame ruined.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, I was never, a huge fan of Marvel, I just didn't know much about I didn't really care for Marvel, I was more of a DC fan when I was younger. I watched DC stuff.
I have seen one DC movie, to be honest, which was the first
Batman
movie.
I didn't really, I haven't seen, it was the first Batman movie, well, I haven't seen too many DC movies, I just watched a lot of DC, watched the whole Batman series and stuff whenever I was younger.
But yeah.
I watched Spider-Man too, but,
Spider-Man is technically Marvel, but it's owned by, it's owned by Sony.
Sony.
Which is kind of unfortunate because he's my favorite person in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, he's my favorite superhero. He's my favorite superheroes.
Probably everyone. It's
Yeah.
probably it's that everyone's has the same reason for that being true.
Mm. And
So
he's
yeah.
just such a likable character.
Yep. And he's funny. So yes, that kind of fits into the
Yeah,
category of I
Tom
like.
Holland Spider-Man is probably my favorite out of all of the Spider-Mans that there have been.
Well, I
So,
haven't watched any of all the Spider-Mans that have been, and my
I've watched
phone has buzz. Let me check that.
buzzing.
Yes, buzzing. Oh, I
Communication.
got a Hangout text thingy. I will answer that later because we are in the middle of recording a very important Skyblock expanding
For
ground
sure. It's
video.
super important.
And if we really need to, I could probably just like sell a bunch of birch logs to get like another like 80,000 coins.
Oh sure, yeah, we got this knowledge.
So
yeah, and we have like infinite supplies of iron and gold, so
yeah, I basically what
Yeah.
I really want to do is like make this look like a nice pretty world, and then we can like bone meal the grass or something and make it look, instead there's like lines everywhere, like I want to be able to like, it would take a really long time, but like over time like connect everything up, and then Luke is fine doing whatever he wants to do, and which usually includes things that I'm pretty bad at, but for the time being we can just work on expanding everything and making it look nice. So that will be our goal for now. Anyways, let me think of what else I was gonna say. So yeah, I watched Toy Story 3, I watched The Emperor's New Groove, and then I was starting to rate my like actual movies, like, because before I was just like saying like Onward was my favorite movie, and I wasn't like really giving it like a proper rating. So I made up a few criteria. The criteria I was using was soundtrack. So I had 7. So it was soundtrack. Let me think. Character likability, character development, ending, rewatchability. Yes, because that's important in my opinion.
So wait, is Soul number 1 or just Onward still number 1?
I'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, it was engagement, character development. Let me like count my fingers. Character development, character likability, rewatchability of the movie, soundtrack, original story, and then here, let me actually like, I'll grab my phone again and then look at the final category that I cannot recall. And Luke will help expand the island.
Little amount of dirt I have.
Okay, so yeah, soundtrack, original story, character development, character likability, rewatchability, ending, and engagement. Those are my 7 categories. The soundtrack criteria, I'm only really basing off of like the ones that I've listened to on Spotify and enjoyed. So like for example, Onwards, Souls, like those are decent ones. Inside Out soundtrack was absolutely phenomenal, especially like the first few songs, and then same with Up. Up was really good. And then yeah, I think so. Yeah, so far I have rated. I rated Onward, which I ended up giving a 669 out of 700, which was a 95.6% score. Soul was a 678 out of 700, meaning a 96.9 score, which was not intentional, in case you were wondering, but yeah. So that means Soul has officially moved into my favorite movie category. Because yeah, there wasn't anything higher.
I honestly would have 100 still my favorite, but it's fair. I respect that.
Yeah, Up is got an 87%, which mostly because like the soundtrack was really good, but I guess I kind of found Russell a little. Like I found Russell and then Carl, like they were annoying at times in my opinion. So, yeah, I like the character likability score. Like, I gave it an 88, but yeah. And then, oh, you died in the void. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, my stopped working for some reason.
And then Inside Out, I gave a 663 out of 700, or a 94.7% score.
Okay.
And also, just real quick, for Soul, I gave a 101 out of 100 for the ending, which I hope is okay. You're okay with that, but if you're watching or listening or whatever, if you're listening for some reason, why would you be listening to a Minecraft video that's not about Minecraft in any way? So yeah, I just loved that ending so much. And then Ratatouille was the last one I did, which was a 655 out of 700, or a 93.6. So I'm probably gonna rate more movies. The movie Klaus, I'm suspicious of becoming the top in that, like in the favorite movie everything, because here, how about I rate it now? So first of all, soundtrack. I have found myself listening to
the music on Spotify.
Yes, I have found myself listening to some of its tracks on repeat on Spotify, so I can give that, I'll give that like a 99 out of 100. Here. I'm gonna, real quick, write it down on my phone so I can keep track, so I'll be AFK for a moment. So if you haven't seen this movie, it's a Christmas movie that is extremely well done, and you should see, even though Christmas is over, I'd still say you should see it because it's just so good. So 90 out of 100 for the soundtrack. So basically, it's about, I don't really want to explain what the plot is, but what it is about is probably like one of the most original stories I have ever seen. Have you seen the movie?
No, it's not.
Yeah, like it was like, I don't think like it was very, very original. That's all I can really say. It's very, 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 very original.
I know watched the movie. I think I watched it last, like not like the Christmas before last Christmas, and then we watched Plus 2 last Christmas, I believe. My younger sibling.
Okay.
So
I can buy a lot more dirt now. Can I buy like 100 with middle click? Okay, so yeah, for the original story, I'm gonna give that definitely a 100 out of 100. Did you fall into the void again?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, in case you've gotten lost, which would be understandable, we're currently rating Klaus. So yeah, here, let me just fill up my inventory real quick, and then I'll spam this all into a chest up here, and then I will continue talking. So yeah, the original story is 100 out of 100, so I'll be also putting this on the video. Hopefully I will remember to do that, but at least in the description at the end, if I do forget, I'll post the score that I put for it. And then character development, if you haven't seen that, that is also, I would give like a 95.
Pretty good character development. It's pretty good. The two siblings, they pretty decent character development.
2 siblings? Huh? What?
But never mind. Sorry. Oh no. Sorry. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, keep going.
It's basically a town giving
developments. No, I think
developments.
that's a different movie. Yeah,
I'm gonna give that one, like,
think
it's still a really high score, but I'm gonna give that a 95 out of 100. And then the character likability. The character likability is mainly based off of the protagonist and antagonist. It's not really anyone else, so that would hopefully make sense. But yeah, and we can buy dirt for a while. So the character likability, I will probably be giving.
I like the protagonist.
Yeah, I'll probably be giving I guess a 90 out of 100. Because most of the characters are pretty likable, but some of the villains got annoying at some points, not in all points, but in just some points. So, and then rewatchability, that one I'm gonna give a solid 95 out of 100 because I really wanted to watch it again after I first watched it, but I never thought of the idea of watching it twice in a row like I did with Onward. Yeah, I'm gonna give that a 95 out of 100. I don't know if that's what I said initially, but that's what I'm giving it. And then the ending is really, really good. I am, like, It's not like the Pixar emotional quality of it, but which I like prefer because I like emotional
The animation
movies.
performance, I like the style of animation.
Yeah, I didn't really want to rate it off of. I didn't really want to put that as a criteria because I am going to
Yeah.
have like Marvel movies, but
Fine.
possibly what I could do is I could just have an extra
You could just
category.
have a separate one for animated movies and
Well, yeah, but
non-animated.
what I'm doing is I will have like the total score out of like 700, but then I will divide it by 7 to get the percent score.
Yeah.
So I could just divide it by 8 and then also get a good percent score average.
Okay.
So the ending, I'll give a 97. So hopefully I'm not being too generous on these movies. Probably wouldn't be a good
Oh yeah.
critic.
And also, if you really wanted to be like a good, like you'd have to get someone who's non-biased on any of these things,
Yeah,
Like, they don't like Pixar movies better. They don't like,
well, yeah,
whichever company is them
it
better.
just depends. I can say I do like Pixar movies better, so hopefully that's okay. For not to be a critic, but hopefully that's okay that I'm rating
this is your
non-Pixar
survey.
movies.
I'm just saying, it was gonna be like an actual, like legit, survey and stuff.
So,
we're not just
yeah.
doing for personal gain and stuff. It would have to be non-biased and stuff.
Giving you my review, my non-spoiler, non-giving any details at all, except that it's a Christmas story
I was
review.
thinking of a different movie after the beginning. Yeah, I was dumb. Yeah, no, I know which movie we're talking about now. I was thinking of a different movie. I've seen both though.
What was the first movie that you thought you were talking about?
I don't know what it's called, but it's a different Christmas movie that I thought it was called. Now I don't know what it's called.
Santa Claus, possibly?
No.
No? Okay.
Now I don't know what it's called, but yeah. So this is a good movie. It's a good movie. This one though. I watched it a while back on my own. So I was bored and I was like, ooh, Christmas movie. Ooh, interesting style of animation. Let's watch it.
The anime. Okay, so like before I rate the last category, the animation quality is actually what caught my attention, and then and then I watched it, and then I highly preferred, even though the animation style was amazing, I highly preferred the story over that. Meaning the story was even more amazing.
Yeah, the story was really good. I liked the story. I was just the animation was what got me into it. So I was like, ooh, that was good. And it's Christmas movie. Might as well have a look at this.
And since this one has a more prominent like middle of a story, I'll probably also just give this an extra criteria, and then I'll divide it over at the end. So I'll say overall plot. That one was definitely a 100 out of 100 because that was really good. And then engagement. So this is based off of like how engaged I am in the first part of the movie. Like for example, for a lot of the time I'll be like playing the game on my phone, and then if the movie manages me to not want to play the game on my phone anymore, then that means that it has a very high engagement rate. But except I was just
intrigued me.
What do you say?
But no, I was just making a joke. Anyway.
Okay, I didn't hear it. Oh no.
Ugh.
So yeah, engagement, I don't really remember what I did, but all I know is that we watched it at my school, and I was extremely excited because I liked it, so I'm just gonna say that's based off the same category, even though it's not really. Yes. So
I think
I'm gonna
school movie can intrigue you, then it's then it's pretty intriguing.
The first time I watched it was at home, but when I realized we were watching it at my school, I was really excited.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because it was a really good movie. So yeah, hopefully.
It's a good movie.
And so yeah, I'm gonna give that a 93 engagement rate, 93 out of 100. So yeah, I'm gonna really quick be AFK while I add up all of the score. So we got 99 plus 100 plus 95 plus 90 plus 95 plus 97 plus 100.
Yeah.
And then plus 93, and that is equal to 769 out of 100, or 800. So 769 out of 800 is the total score. So now, let me just quickly put that down. And then the percentile is 8 divided by 8. 96.1. So that is very close to Souls by less than a point, but that bumps Onward down to my third favorite movie now. So, oh well, I still really like Onward. The rewatchability is definitely 100 out of 100 because I've watched it like 9 times at this point. So, yeah.
And I filled my inventory with dirt.
Cool. So yeah, now you know what my rating on Klaus is, and let me check the recording time, unfortunately. Yes, it's unfortunate that I have to check the recording time.
Unfortunately.
Yes. It seems that we are running out of time.
Is there any other last movies you want to discuss? I'm pretty good. We can't do WandaVision. I haven't watched too many movies recently. I watched live action Book. I thought that was okay. So
I'm gonna make a little hill right here, and then we will end the video.
Yeah.
And we need to get rid of this birch tree thing.
Yeah, I don't think there's much. Yeah, I mean, WandaVision's interesting, but that's really all you can really say without spoiling much.
Yep.
So.
Well, in some capacities, even saying it's interesting is a spoiler. So just be quiet. Don't say anything.
Can't believe I spoiled it. I'm such a bad person.
I know you are. You really
are. But yeah, no.
And then there's my little hill.
I like the Hawkeye and the... Not the Hawkeye, the, what is it, the new, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier movie's gonna be a cool one. Or not movie, TV show is gonna be a cool one when that comes out. And there's gonna be a Loki show, so that'll be fun.
There's gonna be a lot of shows about everything. Everything that you could ever want will be in a TV show.
One day.
One day, probably. But yeah, with that, we're gonna go ahead and end the video here. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and we'll be back next week, starting out with, I guess, everything we normally do. So, just look at the schedule, or look at our videos, and you'll find out. Up until we get the capture card for recording, we will have a schedule. But after we get the capture card for recording, and we start recording new games instead of just Minecraft.
I'm gonna do that. Like, if we get, like... Do we want to, like, just, whenever we get the caption card, do we want to just, like, you know, one of us screen shares or whatever, and we just call, like, what the Game Grumps do? You know what they did?
No. I'll basically how it'll work is I will just screen record it off of my computer, and then if we are playing together, then we'll be in a call together, and we won't screen share because otherwise that would cause lag. And then,
so, like, if we just like, if you want to, like, play through Breath of the Wild and record it, and I can just sit there and commentate with you over there.
Well, I guess that could work, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later.
We'll figure it out later. So, yep. Anyways, we're actually leaving this time now. So goodbye.